I'm just gonna let it sit, and I bet my line's not gonna stop.
Yeah, you're pulling them all away from me. Hey everybody, it's T-Lo with Joe's Sporting Goods again. You know, it's summertime, the bass fishing's heating up. We're all excited about getting out on the water. And you know, a lot of people come into the shop to talk about fishing. Obviously, you know, we've got a bunch of great guys that work there that are very knowledgeable about what you should be throwing, how to select the particular lure that you should be throwing this time of year. I just wanted to take a second to go over some of my favorites and some of the most popular selections we have in regards to product lines and getting into the weeds a little bit about those particular product lines that are available at Joe's. So to start, unless you've been living under a rock, the most talked about bait in the bass fishing industry right now is the koiki, the urchin, whatever you want to call it. These super funny looking spiky balls, fuzzy balls, whatever you think they look like. Nobody really knows what the bass think they look like, but this is the hottest, most talked about bait on the market right now. And we've got 3 or 4 or 5 different manufacturers that provide their own offering or their own twist on this lure. We've got Randamu Lures here. This is their fuzzy ball, the new 25. So even bigger for bigger fish in theory. And then you also have the Hags Prickly Pear. This is kind of one of those that has been your tried and true, very popular, tons of really good colors. This is just a really eye-catching red color here. And then you also have the Arsenal Morning Star. This looks like your watermelon seed color, but the urchin baits have just completely taken over the industry. Lots of great ways to rig them. Guys will put a drop shot weight in them, rig them with a treble hook or like a long shank flipping hook. Some guys will use a frog hook. Tons of different ways to rig them, but essentially you're gonna fire it out there, watch it on your forward-facing sonar and twitch that bait as it's coming through that school of fish. And these fish absolutely crush this bait. It's incredible. I've had a chance to use it quite a bit this year so far, and when they eat it, I mean, they get it. It's all the way back in the crushers, and generally with a free swinging treble hook or just like a non-weighted treble hook, the fish don't have the leverage to throw this bait. So you've got great hookup ratio. You get a lot of fish in the boat by throwing this bait. So make sure you guys try it out. We've got a bunch of awesome offerings at Joe's that you can get your hands on. One Take Trev. Next, the other bait that I love to throw this time of year, especially if I'm targeting fish that I need to just cover some water. You know, if I find an area where there's a lot of fish, then I can slow down. But to find those fish, those big schools of fish where they're feeding like crazy, is some sort of a bladed jig. Obviously, Z-Man has the jackhammer, which is kind of the tried and true, awesome product. And if you're not wanting to spend that much, the Chatterbait Evo is another great offering from Z-Man as well. It's a little bit more of your price point offering, but both of these are fantastic lures to be throwing to cover water and find active fish. And in addition to that, another great offering that we have from a brand that we've mentioned in the past is the Hurricane Bladed Jig from Hags Baits. This is your 1/2 ounce green pumpkin, which is a great bluegill imitation, especially for this time of year because the bass are feeding on the bluegills. It's summertime, the bluegills are schooled up on the weed lines, and this is a great bait to throw at them. But like I said, fantastic choice for trying to cover a lot of water and find active fish. Now, once you've found your fish, you found that active school and you want to start picking it apart, my absolute favorite thing to throw this time of year is a drop shot. The worm of choice that I like is your robo worm. This is my favorite color. It's called Margarita Mutilator. Say that 5 times.
Margarita Mutilator.
It's a fantastic worm. This is the 6.5 inch. Rig it on either your owner cover shot hook or some sort of drop shot hook right through the nose. If you are fishing a lot heavier cover, let's just say a lot more coontail, or you're in that milfoil, the cover shot hook works really well because it's a little bit more stiff, but those tiny little mosquito hooks or, you know, your round hooks, all those will work just fine. And when it comes to trying to select the specific tungsten weight shape for these, this is a question we get all the time. Which one do I need? Because we got these little round frag grenade looking ones. We've got the cylinder shaped ones. You've got the round ones. You've got the ones that you tie on, the ones that just wedge to hold your line in place. So let's make this simple. If you're fishing sand, if you're fishing rocks, some sort of hard bottom, get the rounded shaped ones. Whether it's your teardrop one, the ball shaped one, all those will get hung up less in the rocks. They're not gonna fall into the crevices the way these tiny little cylinder ones will. But on the flip side, if you are fishing grass, you want these cylinder shaped ones because these are a lot more streamlined and they will pull through the weeds much cleaner than your round or teardrop shaped ones. So when you do find those active fish, get on them with a drop shot. You can finesse them, you can pick them apart, and you can continue to catch those fish that might be a little bit more skittish than the ones that are chasing those active schools of bait fish. So those are my picks for this time of year. Like I said, we get questions all the time from people that come into the shop. What should I be throwing this time of year? Those are my go-tos right now. The urchin style baits, the chatter baits, and the drop shots. Get one of each, get a couple of each. That should cover all your bases for what you are trying to do on the water, and we'll see you out there.